Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Tudor Fastrider Chrono. You can see and you can purchase this stainless steel and ceramic motorsports themed chronograph on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this Tudor Fastrider Chrono with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this moto chronograph. Now, the Fastrider has often been associated with motorsports on two wheels, specifically via the link up between Tudor and Ducati. But this time of year in January, I start thinking about the Fastrider's big brother and motorsports on four wheels at the 24 Hours of Daytona sports car race. And whether you strap on a Rolex or you strap on this Tudor, you couldn't have chosen better for a fan fest featuring motorsports this time of year with this kind of watch. I'll go one better and say that this unique embossed pattern on the strap reminds me of a certain seat style in a certain car named after a famous track in Florida. But enough politics. Let's discuss this watch and how it fits. My 16 centimeter circumference wrist is a nice model for this 42 millimeter diameter timepiece, which is large but not necessarily oversized. Now, the watch is 42 from 9 to 3, not including crown or chronograph pushers. It's fairly chunky at 14.4 millimeters thick, but with a generously sloped conical style ceramic bezel, it will slide underneath a dress cuff. But with a dial like that, perhaps it's not the best choice for the most formal attire unless you are a savant in the arts of irony. Now, from lug to lug, the watch has just under 50 millimeters of span at 49.5 millimeters. In steel with a solid case back, it is substantial. Now let's open up the strap and clasp combo and take a closer look at what you get. Ergonomically, the back of the case is flat, so it works well on a smaller wrist. I would say down to about 14.5 centimeters in circumference. Your wrist should wear this one well and with ease. Now you can see that there's an integrated look where the strap is actually drilled somewhat inboard of the end of the lugs. When pulled straight down, they project outward, which means you can easily pull the strap down and around the tight curve of a smaller wrist. The strap shows very little daylight, so between strap and case flank, a highly integrated look. Again, there's that embossed pattern which looks like the Daytona style seat option on modern Ferraris, and of course the same seat pattern on vintage Ferrari Daytonas. It's a black calfskin strap. There's a sort of suede material on the bottom. Now, I don't know if this is actual suede leather or a motorsports themed Alcantara or Alcantara surrogate, but it feels wonderful, just as nice under the fingers as it does on the wrist. The clasp is surprisingly deluxe, and I say that because just 10 years ago, many Rolex watches didn't have clasps this nice, and now you find this grade of stainless steel clasp on a Tudor. Now, you can see it is a single fold. It features a clamshell closure to keep it shut, but there are a number of refinements such as the high polish throughout, as well as the use of ceramic spring-loaded retaining pins to ensure that the clasp retains its tolerances and its crispness over time. You can see the Tudor shield style in the clasp body itself. Now, the timepiece features principally satin finish, which is to say it is glare resistant in spite of the retina scorching color of the dial. The case is rather muted with handsome satin finish, linear across the case band and horizontal across the lug hoods. The bezel, featuring a subtle tachymeter scale, is in ceramic, so effectively indelible. It's as scratch resistant as the sapphire crystal. The shield you see on the flank is a pusher adjuster for the date, because this is a Valjoux 7753, which is the classical balanced triple register variant of the 7750. In shifting everything 90 degrees, you lose the quick-set function of the date, and thus this pusher adjuster target on the flank shows you how you adjust your date. Now, it does retain the underlying hacking seconds function of the 7753, so if you pull the crown to extremity, it does stop the balance, and it does halt the movement for precise synchronization to a known accurate reference time, such as a race timer. Now, although this is the little brother, we should say, to the Rolex Daytona, nevertheless, it does feature upscale appointments, as the dial has many textures and planes and materials and colors and tones. You can see there's a subtle sloping Ray-Hawt outboard used for reading the minutes and seconds, applied in faceted indices. Each of the individual registers features several concentric circular scales, quite handsome, nicely balanced. The shocks of yellow recapitulated on the register hands, of course, an applied Tudor shield logo at 12 o'clock, and I have to say, in comparison and in contrast to Rolex, which likes to print Falconerian tomes on dials. Tudor's script, Tudor Genève as well as Swiss made, remarkably minimalist and clean. Advantage Tudor. Now you have a subtle date indicator between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, and then finally inside you have that 7753 based automatic winding 4 Hz chronograph caliber with 46-hour power reserve. And though it is not an aquatic watch in style, it does feature robust resistance to water, being 150 meters water resistant versus 100 for that other Rolex family watch. Now of course the timepiece is reasonably balanced in terms of weight and size. It's hefty in the hand without being necessarily overbearing. You won't mistake it for precious metal, but it feels considerably more expensive than it is. A handsome watch, thoughtfully styled, racy whether you prefer your motorsports on 2 wheels or 4. You can see and you can purchase this Tudor Fastrider Chrono with yellow dial on our website.